Hi friends, today we'll talk about consulting. As you know, consulting is a big area, an area where you can really showcase your skills and build a great business. Some of the top consulting firms are, for example, Ernst& Young, PwC, Deloitte, Accenture, KPMG, BCG, Bain, and so on. And all these companies are top level companies, having great top line, great bottom line, and having huge brand in the market. Then there are many niche consulting companies as well. There are many small consulting firms as well who are very much focused to one or the other business areas. But overall, consulting is a huge business to be in, whether as an entrepreneur or if you want to become a consultant and do a job, then it's a premium job commanding high salaries. And the reason for that is because it demands a skill set which is not easily found in the market, which cannot be easily developed or which cannot be developed very in a short period of time. So it's a skill, it's a it's a quality that you need to develop over a period of time with learning, with experience, with interaction within your network and with the clients, and seeing different businesses grow. And that's how consulting is all about. Well, so let's go through some definition of consulting. In a sense, it's a practice of helping clients solve their business problems. And how you proceed about that is you analyze client business issues. So you talk to the client, see what their business problems are, or if the client is very much focused on a specific business problem, then you try to do an analysis of that, gather data, and do an analysis. Also see the industry which that business or the client's business is in, see their technology stack, and also see the emerging technologies which are there in the world as of now. And then based on all those parameters and the data, the client customers and stuff like that, it depends actually on the business problem in hand. But once you consider uh, a or I would say, in fact, most of the parameters that govern a client's business, then you would arrive at some final set of recommendations, advice, and the business strategy that you would like to give to the client. And that's the value add that you are going to do as a top level consultant. Okay. Now, there are a couple of types of consulting. We'll discuss the major consulting types here. And if you really want to, become a particular sort of consultant, so you want to say, okay, I'm a management consultant or I'm a technical consultant. So all these things are a bit differing from each other, but you need to understand the difference between the different types of consulting and then work towards the area where you are comfortable at and where you think that your talent lies. Okay, so let's discuss about some of the types of consulting. First is management or strategy consulting. Here you focus on understanding and solving business problems and at the enterprise level. Emphasis is on creating business strategies to help clients achieve their vision and long-term objectives. So here you help the top level management or even in some cases middle level management of the client organization, and and help them in the sense that you analyze their long-term objectives, how they can reach those objectives, any bottlenecks there, or if the client is focusing on particular set of vision or goals, then you would focus on that, and then ultimately come out with a solid set of management level recommendations and strategic recommendations. So I think in one of my previous videos, I talked about the difference between strategic approach and tactical approach. So go through that video to understand the difference. In this case, a strategic approach is needed to solve problems at an enterprise level. And those problems can be, okay, I want to enter North American market with this set of new product range, and if the client says that, and then you need to analyze, so how do I do that, right? So that's a typical business problem. Now it's a big problem. You would break it down into chunks, but at a management or strategic level, you would basically analyze the problem in terms of its high level parameters and high level results, outcomes that the client wants to get. And then you would propose a strategy which would focus on that. You would probably not go into much of implementation level detail in this case, because here you are essentially making the top level management of the client aware of the critical issues they would face in solving that business or achieving that business objective, and thereby your plan will be mostly at a high level. And then the client can decide to pursue either with you or another company to get the plan implemented, or might suggest themselves any changes in the plan. Some of the top companies which are expert in pure strategy consulting area are Bain and Company, BCG, McKinsey, and so on. Another consulting is operations consulting. Here you go to a bit deeper level and you dive on the systems, technology, tools, and processes that the clients use for managing their business operations and functions, and try to optimize those set of, or recommend the best set of technology, processes, and tools which are required to help the business operate at an optimal level. Now, companies involved in operations consulting are the big four, obviously, Deloitte, Ernst & Young, KPMG, PwC, but then there are a couple of other companies like IBM and Accenture. Another consulting is the financial consulting, where you focus mainly on the financials of the client organization, analyze and advise the best way to manage the top line revenue, bottom line, which is profit, and the margins, cash flows, budgets, and other financial levers to make sure that the company is doing well financially. Because even though a company might have a very aggressive growth plan, but they might actually fall back on those financial levers. For example, if they raise a lot of debt, or so to say, let's say a lot of equity to fund their business plan, and if they don't have a plan to actually pay back those debts and get rid of that ultimately, then the business will go for a toss. So your goal there is to help the client understand all the financial levers, the trade-offs involved in all of those things. Because, for example, if a company earns profit, they might decide to either give a part of it to its shareholders as dividend and reinvest the remaining amount of the profit, while they can also decide to give the full amount to the stakeholders and invest nothing in the business to grow. And that strategy might be detrimental in the long run. Similarly, if they decide to reinvest everything, then the shareholder, then basically the organization is not valuing shareholders and not giving them returns in that sense. So the financial consulting is a big area again. Some of the top companies involved in financial consulting are the likes of Merrill Lynch, Goldman Sachs, McKinsey, Oliver Wyman, and so on. Another type of consulting is IT and technology consulting. Here you focus on technology and technical infrastructure. These days it's cloud, and coupled with cloud and other technology stacks that can support and enhance clients' business. You need to understand the transformation that is needed for the client's business and recommend the best digital business transformation strategy. Again, IT consulting is huge in nature because of the fact that everything, even the most physical of businesses these days, are dependent on technology. And once you have a hold of technology data and data, then the organization has a unique advantage over its competitors. So it's very essential to interconnect all the IT systems, make them efficient within the client org, and that could help the client to consolidate its positioning and deliver value to their customers in real time. For example, if the client runs an e-commerce business and the technology is not, or the internal IT system to manage that or support that e-commerce business is not up to the mark, it gets delays, the status is not really updated in real time, then it would result in delays in the delivery or end-to-end cycle of the product, from customers being ordering that those set of products and finally delivering them to the house of the customer. Now that whole cycle might take maybe 15 days or 1 month time, because it involves procurement, it involves a lot of supply chain things. But an integrated IT system will try to optimize that, and you can actually reduce that time to maybe 3 days. So one client with the same set of I would say expertise in that particular product or service area might be able to deliver the product in a month time, while another client with a good IT system might be able to deliver it in 3 days. Also, the customer satisfaction depends usually on that, because if the customer is updated with the various stages of the delivery life cycle, I'm just talking about the e-commerce business as an example, then obviously the customer will be quite satisfied, and that will also result in goodwill of your business. Companies specializing in IT consulting are IBM, Accenture, Capgemini, Infosys, TCS, and the likes of that. Then another type of consulting is marketing and sales consulting. Here you focus on the marketing function to help clients reach their target audience, generate and convert leads, optimize their marketing and sales funnels and customer journeys. Again, as you know that even if you make the best product in the world, but if you don't have a good marketing arm, then you won't be able to sell it. And the clients and the organizations worldwide are really struggling to have a good marketing function within the organization. So they might be good in engineering, they might be good in operations and delivering great products, but at the same time, they might not be able to market those products. So unless the customer knows the value of your product or is aware of your product service, then obviously the customer, if the customer is not aware, then there's no chance that the product will sell. So as a marketing consultant or a sales consultant, you need to analyze the customer journeys. You need to map the customer journeys for the client, figure out the total end-to-end marketing or sales funnels for them, right from generation of lead to the actual conversion of the sale. And even before that, you need to understand what marketing strategies the client can undertake to really get those quality leads and ultimately be able to convert them. So it's a big area again, and companies specializing in marketing consulting, for example, Deloitte, Alexa, Accenture, and so on. Another type of consulting is HR consulting. So here you focus on the people and talent management, advise client on the best engagement strategies to optimize their HR training and performance. And companies specializing in this are BCG, KPMG, Deloitte. Pretty much every top level consulting firm definitely provides consulting on the HR part, because if people understand that people are the strength, people are the backbone for any organization, and hence nurturing that talent pool, hiring the best talent pool and nurturing them is the best, is one of the best strategies to grow. Besides the other inorganic ways, but you need to retain talent, and that's why HR consulting is of prime importance these days. Then there are a couple of other types of training, for example, consulting, for example, including product design and development, sustainability, legal, compliance design, and so on. So all these things are generally very niche areas where the client wants some expert to come over and deliver a plan to best optimize their particular area of function. Then there are maybe other types of niche consulting, as I said. which are very much focused on a particular area of the business, or maybe a particular vertical of the business. Now let's talk about who is a consultant. While so we discussed all about consulting. Now we'll talk about some qualities of a good consultant and what makes them to succeed. So who is a consultant? An individual specialized in a particular field and who provides professional advice to individuals and businesses to help them grow and succeed is a consultant in a sense, in summary. Um, Now, what are the skills required to become a consultant? So there are lot many skills, but we'll discuss the prime important skills as of now. Leadership, stakeholder management, communication, analytical and logical thinking, knowledge of business tools, technologies, domain expertise, flexibility, and motivation. We'll not go into detail of each of these because these are all self-explanatory, but there are a couple of points here. One is leadership and stakeholder management is very important because even though you might be an expert in your area, but if you are not able to convince the client stakeholders on a particular solution to a problem, then there's no point of even providing that solution. So at the end of the day, you need to provide options and the best feasible solutions to the client. The solution might not be not be the perfect one at the first instant, but at the same time, if you try to provide the solution in terms of the client business constraints and in terms of their objectives, then that can be a good way to solve a particular business problem. And that's why the client actually hired a consultant for at the first place. So you need to understand that there's a backing involved from the stakeholder management, from the stakeholders of the client. You need a sponsorship to really go on and execute your plan that you are recommending, and hence it's very essential that you show leadership and do gel well with the stakeholders, get their nod, and then proceed with the consulting plan. Obviously, in that process, you need to have strong communication skills, but because without that, you really your very technical and methodical plan will also look like just a non-implementable draft sort of thing. So you need to have good communication skills. Analytical logical thinking will help you analyze the data in hand, and the scenarios, emerging trends in the market, and so on, and then provide the best reasoning around the solutions or potential solutions of the problem in hand. Knowledge of a couple of business tools and technologies, especially the most widely used. For example, you need to have very strong skills on on spreadsheets, and you need to have strong skills on various small business tools. Maybe you need to have good skill on the presentation as well. And then there are a lot of specific tools like CRM tools are there. Then there are a couple of sales related tools, ERP tools are there, ERP technologies are there, and so on. So if you have a hold of some of the most prominent ones, then you have an edge there. And then if you provide IT consulting and technology consulting, then you need to have a strong hold, or your team needs to have a strong hold on the technology stacks that the client is going to use, and for yourself also to analyze those and compare those tools and technologies within themselves and propose the best ones to the client. Domain expertise also plays a very big role because the client business will be in a particular industry, and that industry knowledge, having that industry knowledge will help you provide the best recommendations for the client issues. For example, if the client is operating in oil and gas sector, then a good knowledge of oil and gas upstreams times downstreams, how it would work, how the pricing of global oil works in the global markets, and so on, will really shift your thinking completely compared to if you don't have that knowledge and just apply your logical skills. So Understand that domain expertise plays a huge role in companies or in consulting, where the client business is a heavy industry focused business. So there you need to have the knowledge of that. For example, a banking client might want to a bank might want to introduce a new digital card or say cryptocurrency, and if you don't have really a good hold on how cryptocurrency works, what are the implications of it, and so on, then you won't be able to suggest the best optimal strategies around that. Flexibility and motivation are other factors. So you need to be open, you need to be flexible, even though you might not agree with what other people are saying or with what client is expecting. But at the same time, if you are flexible and open enough to consider all different options and go and take a path which is a win-win for everyone, then that is really important. Motivation is extremely important, because even though you might really work hard, but at the same time, if you're not motivated enough to help the client, then you won't be able to. It's as simple as that. How you can become a consultant. So a couple of things. Is need not necessarily do everything all at the same time, but understand that these are quite important things that you would accomplish over the path of becoming a consultant. So first is obviously complete an educational degree. That degree can be anything. It can be focused on maybe engineering or commerce or finance, marketing or anything, but you need to have a good educational degree to gain that level of knowledge and skill set required to deliver quality. Gain practical experience that you would gain over a period of time working with various clients and on different business challenging problems. So don't shy away from challenging problems. Always focus on those, because that will really help. Grow your skills and domain knowledge. So wherever you work, for whichever client, for whichever problem, then try to develop upskill yourself every time and gain not just technical skills, but also the domain knowledge of the industry. Because as I said, domain knowledge is quite important. Knowledge of the vertical will really help you go into the shoes of the client to understand client's business and really suggest very practical solutions to the problems. Acquire relevant certifications, if any. For example, if you are doing technology and cloud consulting, then you need to have some sort of certification from, say, AWS, GCP, Azure, and so on. And that will help establish your skills, number one. Number two, it will help the client have trust in you, in your abilities to deliver value as a consultant. So there's this thing that if the client has a sponsorship and trust in you, then obviously you'll be more confident to deliver solutions. While if the client is sort of not trusting you, or at least on paper in the beginning, the client is not having good confidence in you, then it will be a difficult trajectory for you to pursue till you accomplish or deliver something of value. Create and nurture your network. So wherever within the client organization, within your organization, or within even your personal circle, anytime you meet people from different fields of work and academic and professional people everywhere, try to develop your network, because you will gain tremendous insights from other people, and that will help you frame your mindset and enhance your knowledge and skills to deliver value to the client. Develop enthusiasm and eagerness to help the clients, because unless you have that, you won't be able to really do justice with your work. So that's all for today. Hope you have a great day and see you next time. Thank you.